It's a good fight, but it's not for the belt fighting RDA in his prime, McGregor in his prime. That's the fight, man. And he wins the 155 title. It's like, what the fuck? And then from
now
there,
you know.
at UFC 200, he could fight Robbie Lawler. Well, now him fighting Diaz, it puts a weight on the 145 title, and it puts a weight on the 155 title. Now it's just.
So are they fighting at 70? I heard.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is it at 70?
Yep. Yeah, it's at 70.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So now Conor can really bulk up. What do you think of that fight? That's going to be so interesting.
It's at 70. Conor might have the biggest quads I've ever seen in my entire life on a human man right now. I saw a picture of him yesterday. He made Benson Henderson look like small on the legs.
He's a big dude. I think if you look at Diaz, right, his last fight, he beat Michael Johnson. Mike Johnson, a big, explosive guy, nowhere near as talented as Conor McGregor. Conor and Diaz, when he wins, it's by decision. When he loses, it's by decision. Last time he got knocked out, I think, was Thompson.
Yeah.
I think he got knocked out by Thompson with a head kick.
I think that was the only time he's been knocked out.
The only time he's ever been finished. So
Yeah.
a lot of times Diaz isn't finishing guys, and it's 5 rounds, I assume.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's still the main event.
It's tough, man. That's a tough. And even Diaz on a full training camp. So what's Diaz really good at? Jiu-jitsu, boxing,
Cardio.
Yeah, but Conor's gonna have better cardio, I think. So jiu-jitsu, boxing. He's not a knockout artist, so he has to be in there for 25 minutes and avoid that left hand of Conor McGregor and all those kicks and all that.
Conor's southwah, so it's going to be a little bit different. Does that make a big difference?
He's fought southpaws before.
So no big deal?
At this level, yeah, you're not too worried about it.
But the one thing that I don't think Conor has sort of had to deal with is a boxer on Nick's caliber. Is that true? Or Nate's caliber?
He's fought. I mean, he's fought high level guys, you know.
But not guys who have hands like Nate, right? Nate's a good boxer, legit, right?
He's good. I mean, he's good. He just
long. He's long.
He's long.
So he can stay kind of.
He'll knock guys out though.
No, but he'll
and
pepper
that's
you
trouble.
up.
That's trouble with Conor McGregor. Because
Yeah.
for every 7 punches Diaz lands, it takes 1 for Conor to finish it. That's trouble, and he's going to be way faster than.
He is faster. He's a
Way
better
faster.
athlete. Yeah,
Way
stronger.
faster. Way faster.
Yeah. Nate's,
And
I'll tell you
also,
what, though,
the other
Nate's
thing-
jiu-jitsu, no joke.
Good luck getting Conor down. We don't really see Diaz take guys down.
He
He's not-
doesn't
he's not a
take guys
wrestler.
down.
Good
That's
luck
true.
he tries to get guys to go into his guard. Conor's too smart for that. You're going to be standing for Conor for 25 minutes, and you got a 2-week notice, 5-round fight, and you haven't fought in a very long time.
Well, he just fought Nate. Nate just fought one.
Against Johnson?
The Michael Johnson fight. What was that, in December?
That was a while ago.
Not too long ago. He's ready, I'll tell you that much. I mean, I would
do you know
imagine
that,
Nate's never out of shape, ever. He's always in great shape.
Yeah, the Johnson fight was December 19th.
Yeah, man.
So it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, I mean, not as active as Conor, you know?
It's going to be interesting, man, because why didn't they go with Donald Cerrone?
I think they didn't go with Donald for a number of reasons. I think Donald's a big ass 70, or if it was at 55, he just lost RDA. It's a very dangerous fight for Conor, matchup wise. If Conor were to lose that, you have nothing. Then Conor's stuck at 45 for the rest of the time. Diaz, it's a safer fight. He matches up well with Conor.
They're both loud mouths.
Yeah, it's only 2-week notice, so that really has nothing to do with it. But everyone knows Diaz. Diaz is the perfect opponent for Conor. If Conor starches him, now you can still make the RDA fight. You can make the Robbie Lawler fight.
Robbie Lawler is way too big for Conor McGregor. That'd be the crazy. For Conor to fight Robbie Lawler is the craziest thing. Mm-hmm. Don't you think? That's crazy. All due respect to Conor McGregor. Robbie Lawler is talk about a bigger, stronger, indestructible man. Mm-hmm. Good luck. Mm-hmm. Robbie Lawler, I feel, is just a different weight class, for God's sake. That's
different weight
getting
class.
Too
No
big.
shit.
That's getting
It's
too big. It's getting too big for your britches.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think at 170, I think Conor beats Robbie Lawler. But other than that, the matchups are tough for him.
He's not beating Wonder Boy. Not in a million years. He's getting knocked out by Wonder Boy. How about that?
Maybe, like I said, though, but the rest.
We're talking about bigger,
the rest
just different
of the
guys.
matchups.
Yeah,
you're too obsessed with size, Brian.
Dude,
You're
in
too
fighting with Robbie Lawler, I'm not too obsessed with size.
You are.
Robbie Lawler's
all
power.
You notice is size.
Robbie Lawler's power. Robbie Lawler's
hit
durability. The way he's hit everybody ever.
That stands in front of him. He's never fought a guy like
Carlos.
Conor.
He hit Carlos Condit plenty.
That's what
he hit everybody else
Carlos
plenty.
does. Carlos gets in
Robbie
his
Lawler.
dogfights.
Robbie Lawler finds a way to hit you. Hey, guess who he beat the brakes off and hit to death? Who would beat Conor to death? Rory McDonald. Okay, Rory McDonald. Put Rory McDonald against Conor McGregor. See what happens.
Brian, what did I just say? Matchup, stylistic-wise, Robbie's perfect for him. Outside of that, they're tough matchups.
Right.
So you're going over what I just told you.
I understand that, but listen to me. Robbie Lawler, size makes a big difference. And when you are both highly skilled fighters and you're talking about a champion in Robbie Lawler, it makes a big difference. It just does. In his power, in his ability to absorb shots.
So size, as long as you're the big guy, you're going to win every time.
What did I just say? When
size
skill
matters.
level,
You said size matters.
At a certain skill level, size 100% matters.
Now I'm telling you. Stylistically, I don't want to keep going on this. Stylistically, Robbie is the perfect matchup for Conor.
Why?
He's not going to take him down. He's going to try and slug with him. Conor will not be there to slug. If he wins that 170 belt, the rest of the division is a horrible matchup for Conor. It just so happens Robbie is a good matchup for him.
Okay, and here's why he's not. If Robbie,
he's bigger, he hits harder, he's durable,
if Robbie
gets,
first of all, if Robbie gets our boy in a clinch and gets him against the cage, good luck getting away from that. Second of all, I believe Robbie can absorb whatever Conor gives him. He's really good at taking those shots, getting one and delivering another. Even though Conor hits really hard, it's a very different thing when Conor hits someone who is, I don't know, fighting at 45 versus somebody who has to suck down to 70.
Well, we're gonna see him fight Diaz, who's a legit 170er, big 170er.
Well, he's a 155er. He's never really fought 170.
He's a big boy though.
He spent some time fighting at 70.
Most of his time has been 55, and he has trouble getting down to 55. That's true. He's very tall.
He's a very big guy.
He's a legit 6'1".
He's
I've seen him.
big 70er. So we'll see how your theory goes with that. We'll see how he does against a big 170er.
A little bit different. Yeah, we will.
Well, no, you just said we're just going based off big size.
Keep in mind, Nate Diaz is a 155-pound fighter. Even though he may be a big
you can't
suck,
say that. You cannot say that.
All his fights.
That's not true.
Almost all his fights, and his name.
Well,
was
you look
made
up how many fights he's had at 70.
His name was made in the 155.
That's not true, Brian.
Nate Diaz.
He's had fights at 70
I understand.
and 55.
Most of his fights.
Most of his fights have been at 55. So now most of Conor's fights were at 145.
Yes.
Before the UFC, they're at 155. So is Conor always a 145er?
I count the UFC as a very different thing than other divisions. It just is.
Other divisions. So now
not divisions, but
okay.
other.
So now that he's fighting at 55, we just keep referring to him as a 45er?
No, 55 makes sense for him. But
I know, but what do we call him though? Do we still refer to him as a lightweight?
Yeah.
And that even though he's going to fight in at 170 now?
Well, welterweight is like we've already agreed is too big for him. It just is for the most part. He's just dealing with just bigger guys. They're just bigger guys. The 70-pounders are much bigger than Conor is. They just are. I mean, most of them just are. Frame-wise. I'm talking about frame-wise. And when you're dealing with highly skilled guys who can hit like that, like Rory McDonald and stuff, who walks around, by the way, at 200 pounds, whereas Conor walks around at 170, and that's a fact. Rory was just talking about how they were looking at him going, how much do you weigh? He goes, about 200 right now.
Nate fought Rory. Nate went to decision with Rory, and Nate also went to decision with Dong Yun Kim. Two guys who are top 5.
And Nate,
I think DHK is top 5.
Nate went a decision with RDA.
Yeah.
Dos Anjos.
I didn't know that.
I mean, he got mauled in that decision.
Doesn't matter. Still, when he loses by decision.
Look, Nate's legit.
This is what I'm
Nate's a
telling
bad
you.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything away
I'm
from
saying
Nate.
if Conor murks Nate, it's your discussion of bigger guy, durable guy goes out the window. There's no one more durable than Diaz. That guy him and his brother take more punishment than anyone in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even go out from the Thompson knockout.
No.
He was fucked up, for
This
sure.
is getting me very excited about the fight.
Completely out.
But Nate Diaz is primarily a 55er.
Yes, but he has fought at 170.
Yes, he has.
A bunch. And at a very high level.
Yeah. So you're saying that he's an example.
I'm saying it's not a big deal that he's fighting at 70. He's been there and he's beat very good guys at 70.
Hey, B, who do you think is a tougher fight for Conor, RDA or Robbie?
RDA. By a long shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Stylistic-wise, there isn't a worse matchup for Conor.
I totally agree with you.
I think somehow Conor pulls it out. I don't know what the kid has that everyone else doesn't. He just has that.
Well, it's like Chuck Liddell said. He gets you angry or he gets
Not
you
even
whatever.
that. Not even that. Like, even the angry, I get that. But he has so much talent and so much skill. He's doing something other guys aren't doing. He's moving different than everyone in the UFC, including Wonder Boy. He moves completely different. It's just a different game. It's weird, man. We haven't seen one kink in his armor.
Well, we have.
When he got taken down?
Yeah, we've seen how easy
when
it
they
is to take
changed the
down.
week of.
Seen how easy it is for him to get taken down. At least with a really good wrestler like Chad. And if Chad had cardio, I think he does that to him all night.
Maybe.
Right? That was the one thing I went, ooh, that was very easy for Chad to take him down and pound him, and nobody can take that.
Maybe they changed the fight, the matchup. Well,
So he wasn't
on a
able to
week
train for
notice.
that? Yeah.
On a week notice, you get Chad Mendez. All he wants to do is wrestle.
Right.
He knew, and Conor goes, my game plan was let him take me down, wear him out. Defense takedown, wear him out, and I was going to knock him out in the second. He said that the day going in. I'm going to let him take me down, wear him out, and I'm going to knock him out in the second round. What happened?
Yep.
Special dude, man.
Special dude.
RDA, though, I can't think of a worse matchup, though, for him. But
I am so excited to see this Nate Diaz.
the Diaz one is tough, man. I'm not nowhere near excited. I mean, it's good. It's a good fight. It's a good replacement, especially as a short notice. But you have 2 weeks to get ready, right? Under 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
next Saturday.
March 5th.
Right? Next Saturday?
So next Saturday.
So it's next Saturday, March 5th. The hype, you don't have long enough to build the hype train or get the real shit talking going. You have a press conference going on right now at 12:30 on Wednesday afternoon. I think it's at the UFC Torrance gym.
Yeah, it starts at 1.
So you have that shit talk going on, but it's not enough to create this huge momentum for the masses, you know? Like, if you do a press tour with this, now you're talking.
Did
you
they
need some epic shit. You're crazy if you don't think those two will fight worse than DC and John Jones did on a press conference tour. You're crazy.
Oh my God.
I bet today at the UFC gym, you're going to have to separate those two. Because both Diaz is going to be there. The Scrap Pack's going to be there. Jake Shields is going to be there. Good luck, man. Hey, Conor, I hope you have your boys with you.
Yeah, that's
Not that you wouldn't beat up, anyone else if it's one-on-one, but when you have that whole Scrap Pack there, it's tough.
Somebody
man.
can get hurt.
Yeah.
Don't hurt the fighters. Let them fight.
Let them fight.
Get that Strike Force Nashville shit.
Why are they doing it at 70? Because Nate doesn't have time to suck down. Wow. I wonder what Nate walks around at.
But like Conor, Nate's a big dude, man. He's tall.
He's tall. He's
Very
every
tall.
bit of 6'1".
Very tall.
But what about
Just saw him off Abbott Kenny 3
Nate?
weeks ago.
Nate?
Big dude.
what does I wonder what Conor walks around at, because he was remarkably short in comparison. So he
No, not at all. Conor's taller than RDA. Conor has a longer reach than RDA.
Well, Conor's still 5'8", maybe 5'9".
Yeah, Conor's
way off.
5'10".
Did you ever see the picture?
Guys, I'm 5'11". Take a look at how tall I am in the picture that we took. What are you
Can't
talking
base
about?
off pictures. I just had lunch with the guy.
I was just standing next to him. I looked at him. He's a lot shorter than me. Or is he my height?
You look at like a professional bodybuilder in some of your pictures. Like it's a.
Is he
picture.
as tall as I am,
People
guys?
think we're
He's a
the
little
same
shorter.
size, Brian.
He's a little shorter by an inch. Try at least. He's 3 inches shorter.
Oh, I
5'10".
disagree.
I was looking at him.
Now you're saying he's my height.
Yeah.
I've
3 inches
spent
shorter than
enough
you,
time
Brian?
with
You're
the guy.
batshit crazy.
He is. Well, let me go through it. These guys are.
What are you going to look up?
How tall is he?
UFC.com?
What's he listed at? Just tell me what he's listed
Well,
at.
dude, The Rock is listed at like 6'7".
What's he
Yes.
listed at? He was
2,
right next to me.
6'3".
You guys tell me what I saw with my own eyes. Am I against Conor by saying this?
No, you're obsessed with size. You think you're bigger
He's
than
not
all
a
these
tall
guys.
guy.
He's listed at 5'9".
Yeah, so you can say 5'8". That's exactly what I just said. He's not 5'9".
Oh, wait. So he's
Closer
not
to 5'10"
5'9".
than he is to 5'8".
He's closer to 5'9", 5'8".
So
than
you're
he is
saying he's
closer
not
to
5'9"?
No, I don't think he's even 5'9". I don't.
And the UFC says he's 5'9"?
Wikipedia says.
Yeah,
he's
and by the
5'9".
way, they always exaggerate. As I've been told 1,000 times, they make you look bigger. He's way closer to 5'8" than he is
So
to
you think
5'9".
he's
He just
5'7"?
is. I just said he's about 5'8".
I don't think so, man.
Well, how tall is RDA?
I think RDA is 5'9".
You know. You've been around him.
I've been
How
around
tall is
both
he?
of
What's he
them.
listed at? You keep saying 5'9", dude. I'm saying no. 5'9". Everybody throws these
5'9".
numbers around.
5'9".
Well, he's...
Look at the stare down. Conor's taller than him.
Yeah. Again,
But you know what? You're right. You got a
that's-
picture with him. You got a picture with him.
Well, no,
you know height
no.
better
I
than
was
anyone.
with him. Well, I stood next to him for a
No,
while.
I was there.
Yeah, so I must be crazy. What are you fucking talking about? What are you talking about?
Why are you so obsessed
because
that you're
telling
taller
me,
than Conor?
Because you're telling me that
great.
that what I saw right next to me, I was like, that guy's he's way shorter than I thought.
And I'm telling you, I'd lunch
And I was
with
in
him.
sneakers.
Hey, Brian, I'd lunch with him 4
You're the
weeks
worst
ago.
judge of height, dude.
I know.
Because you're taller than everybody.
I know, I get it.
You're taller.
I get it.
You're the worst
I had lunch with him
judge of
4
height.
weeks ago in Venice. He stood up and went, Jesus Christ, you're taller than I thought. He goes, everyone thinks I'm short. Everyone thinks it's going to be a horrible advance for me at 55. They have no idea how tall and how long I am.
Yeah, well, here
I went weird because Brian Callen got a picture with you.
He's just not that. Now, he doesn't have a neck, so it's a real 5'8", but he's still 5'8", dude.
I don't think so, man.
You know?
Me and the UFC disagree with Brian Callen, the comedian.
Yeah, but I guess I must be crazy. I was wearing lifts.
I know you met him. You met him one time.
I know
you met him one time.
I was there for about 45 minutes, but I must be.
And we were sitting. And we were sitting.
No, we were standing. We
were not standing.
We were also
standing.
We were also standing, talking to him in the hallway.
No, not at all.
What do you mean? No, not at all.
We took one picture with him.
And we were talking to him in the hallway when he was on his phone. I'm talking to him. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? You say this shit like I'm crazy. So he's an inch shorter than me.
Hey, you know how you know Brian's lying?
So he's an inch shorter than me?
This mad about
because you're just saying stuff. You're just talking in the air.
I'm telling you, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I was right next to him.
You're obsessed with size. He's 5'8". He's not 5'8".
He's about 5'8".
Well, the UFC and me disagree with Brian Callen, the comedian who
the
met him for 30
UFC
minutes.
exaggerates for how tall people are. So what are you talking about?
I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that the official UFC, Evan, myself, think he's 5'9" or taller, and you think he's
5'9" or taller. Now, 5'9" or taller.
At least 5'9".
So you're giving him 5'10"? Is that what we're giving him?
I said 5'9".
So you think he's closer to 5'10" than he is 5'8"?
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
You're out of your mind.
But you met him for 45 minutes. You got this, B. You got it, man.
But I know exactly how tall I am. I'm not even 6 feet.
You told us you were 6 foot for how
feet.
long?
I'm not even 6 feet.
For how long? How long did Brian say he was 6 foot?
I'm an eighth inch off 6 feet.
Weird, man, because you close your 6 foot.
I'm an eighth inch off 6 feet. So,
you said you were 6 foot, though, forever.
He's easily, okay, so even if he's 5'9", so he's 3 inches shorter than I am. Right, so which is, but I'm, okay, I'll give you 5'9", tops.
Whatever, bro.
Tops. What was the point of this whole argument?
I don't know.
I have absolutely no idea.
How do we start
this?
You
were so upset that I said he was 5'9". You said not a chance. They brought up a picture from 3 months ago where you met him for 40 minutes.
I'm saying I think he's closer to 5'8", but that's okay. Not a tall guy, at all.
Definitely not short.
And I would imagine he walks around, by the way, at probably I think we talked about it briefly. 170 or something like that.
So when you talk to him, Brian, like I said, just met with him 4 weeks ago. When Brian Callen talked with him for the 40 minutes of the interview, which I was there, he was getting ready to fight Jose Aldo at 145.
Yes.
Now he can eat whatever he wants.
Yes.
Have you seen him on Instagram lately? How big he is?
He looks very, very muscular.
Very big.
What would you say he weighs right now?
He's going to be close to 70 for sure.
Yeah.
Very, and all muscle.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And still dealing, again.
But whatever size you think is,
again, you're still dealing.